Hi, I'm Kent McWilliams, Director of the School of Music at Kent State University. It's a great pleasure to welcome you here today for the first in a series of events to commemorate the school's theme year of 401 years and counting. 401 years ago, Africans were first brought to the American continent as slaves, and it's our intent this year to study the African American experience through a musical lens. All year, our soloists and ensembles will be performing African American music and studying the African American musical experience. To begin today's event, we will first hear from Assistant Professor of Music Kishna Fowler and the Firestone Symphonic Choir led by Chad Pittman, current PhD student here at Kent State in Music Education. They will perform a traditional African American song, O Freedom Over Me. Before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
What you just experienced was a small snapshot of a culture creating itself. Though it might have been uncomfortable or even jarring, it is a part of American history. 400 some years ago, African Americans did not exist. Africans were collected like prizes and exploited for their labor. During their hardships, they were given the least of everything and expected to survive, and sometimes not. But they did. They learned the language. Those scraps they were given, they made them into delicacies, and they learned how to persevere in a foreign land. But as we just watched, it was not a smooth journey. The lack of education, health care, or financial opportunities were mere inconveniences in comparison to the racism they encountered. 3/4 of a person, yet were whole enough to be experimented on, have their ideas stolen, and shipped off to war to fight for a country that rejected them. Nevertheless, they made do. They were Americans now, born and bred, and they deserved a place where they could thrive. So they fought for it. They demanded the same opportunities, and when they couldn't have them, they made their own. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, colleges and universities, all made by their own hands. They marched, they sang, they created one of the largest human rights campaigns this world has ever seen. All for one thing: equality. Some of this might sound familiar to you because the fight never ended. African Americans today are still feeling the effects of being stolen. I myself am only 6 generations away from the day my heritage reinvented itself. All of those faces you saw worked day and night for me to share a space at this university. So you might be thinking, what does this have to do with music? And what does this have to do with me? Well, as musicians, we have an opportunity to be the background of a revolution. In many songs, works, and pieces by African Americans, you can feel the fight for freedom. Experience that, embrace it, and find your place in it. Our reality includes the past as well as the present, but you can only change one. We are equal, but we are not the same. So enjoy our differences in culture as well as music.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is Chris Coles. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a jazz studies faculty member at the Glauser School of Music. I hope you guys are staying healthy and staying safe and staying COVID free. I just want to come to y'all real quick and talk a little bit about my contribution to the theme 401 years and counting. I was approached by Kent McWilliams to do a reimagining of the song Strange Fruit. And I know we don't have a lot of time here, so I won't give y'all a history lesson on the song, but I just want to give you a little bit of a backstory. Strange Fruit was originally a poem written by Abel Maripol, and it was in response to the lynching of Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith on August 7th of 1930. They were accused, Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith, and another man, James Cameron. They were accused of murder and rape, and they were arrested and taken to the local police station. And a white mob caught wind of this happening, and they broke into the police station and broke the prison bars with sledgehammers. They dragged Thomas Shipp and Abram Smith out of the holding cell, and they beat them, and then they hung them. And it was a huge spectacle. There was maybe 5,000 people there. There were women, there were children, all watching this. And the photograph by Lawrence Baitler, it was made pretty famous. It's a pretty famous photograph. You can go and look it up. And I encourage that. I think you should do that. This was a really, really, I think, disturbing to Abel, and he wrote this poem. Billie Holiday loved the poem, and she decided to write music to it, and she recorded it in 1939, and it became an instant hit throughout America, and a rallying cry for the civil rights movement. And we can obviously see the correlation of what's happening here today with the killings of Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, and I can go on and on and on. Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice. But my goal is, with this piece, is to reimagine it and decompose it and recompose it using its most essential elements, and not taking anything from it that's not already there, and just creating this mesmerizing space in which we can all self-reflect on what we can do better and ask ourselves some questions. And the three questions I would think of is, what can we do to create a lasting peace as a society? And what can I do personally to be a part of that? And if there is no way to do this, not even if there's no way to do it, if I'm not contributing to it, why am I not contributing to it? I just think that we should reflect on these things a little bit and allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to ask ourselves these questions honestly, and deal with them. I hope this piece will allow for that to happen. I don't want to take up y'all time. I know it's we on a short clock here, so I'll sign off here, and I hope you guys are staying safe and staying healthy. I'm really excited to work with the students on this and work with whatever ensemble I pick or hybrid I pick. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace.
In light of some of the most recent racial events that have taken place in our country, with the killing of Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd, as well as some racial events that have taken place here on campus with the Writing on the Rock, the School of Music has decided that we are going to start a diversity, equity, and inclusion task force. The task force thought that it would be a great idea to have what is considered to be a safe space for faculty, staff, and students of color. And what that would look like is that there would be a place for faculty, staff, and students of color to speak with someone who they would be able to express whatever issue is happening and or just have a listening ear because something has transpired that they feel is of a racial incident. And so with that, we have not identified a space just yet, but we're working on it. And when we do, we will make sure to let you all know. In the meantime, my door is always open, and I am always willing to help and listen in any way possible. You can also speak with any members of our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force, as well as if you're a student and you have a professor that you feel comfortable with, please, by all means, let them know. There are resources available here on campus. If you're a student, you can speak with someone with Black United Students or BUS. You can also speak with the Black Graduate Student Association. If you are faculty and staff, there is the Division of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, headed by Dr. Amwapa Gooden. The safe space is for any student. It's not just for students and faculty and staff of color. However, it is important that students, faculty, and staff of color know that there is a space for them where they can feel safe, they can feel unjudged, they can feel as if they have a home. And so the reality is that anyone can come, anyone can speak to whomever they want to about whatever issue that they're having. And my door is open, my ear is open, and I'm here to help in any way possible. So please let us all remember that we're all each other's business, and we're here to help one another in any way possible. Thank you.
Oh, 1, 2.
Let the light from the lighthouse, let it shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse, let it shine on me.
Come on, tenors and basses, and.
Let the light from the lighthouse, let it shine on me. Let the light from the lighthouse, let it shine on me.
Singing the sopranos, here we go.
Let the light from the lighthouse, let it shine on me.
One more time, say, let the light
Let the light
from the lighthouse.
from the lighthouse,
Let's shine.
let it
Say,
shine
I
on
wonder.
me. I wonder
Say, if the light
if the light
from
from the
would
lighthouse
shine,
would shine,
say, would shine on me.
would shine on me.
I wonder
I wonder
if the light
if the light from the
would
lighthouse
shine,
would shine,
say, would shine on me.
would shine on me.
Alex Gray, everybody, here we go.
Here is my thought, this is my plea. Lord, let your holy light shine on me. I wonder, will you hear my prayer? I know I'm not worthy, but I need your care. Lord, shine a light, shine it this way. Shine it so I can see which way to take. My faith is in you to bring me through. I have one question. I wonder if the light would shine on me. Yeah. I wonder if the light would shine on me. Yeah.
Would shine on me.
I'm out. Shine on me.
Would shine on me.
Would shine on
Say,
me.
would shine on me.
Would shine on
Say,
me.
would shine on me.
Would shine
Take
on
that, say,
me.
would shine on me.
Would shine on
Sing it
me.
with us, say, shine on me.
Would shine on
Say,
me.
would shine on me.
Would shine on me.
Would shine on me.
Would shine on me.
Say, shine on me. And
Shine on
shine
me.
on me.
Shine 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 on me. Shine on me. Shine on me.
Say, I wonder.
I wonder
Say, if the light
if the light
from the lighthouse
from the
would
lighthouse
shine,
would shine,
they would shine on me.
would shine on me.
I wonder.
I wonder.
All right, all right. Oh, wait, you thought it was over? You thought it was over? 1, 2. Shine on me and
Shine on
shine
me.
on me.
Shine 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 on me. Shine on me.
One more shine on me.
Shine on
Say,
me.
I wonder
I wonder
if the light
if the light
from the lighthouse
from the
would
lighthouse
shine.
would shine,
They would shine on me.
would shine on me.
I wonder.
I wonder.
Thank you for attending the DEI Convocation. Our next event will be Friday, November 13th at noon. It will be a roundtable discussion titled, What Are We Doing? And feature our School of Music faculty discussing what sorts of things they're doing with their curricula, in their classrooms, with their pedagogy to increase diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives within our School of Music. Hope to see you there.